Begin tonight with that crisis boiling over in Egypt. Tonight, crowds are once more amassing in Cairo's Tahrir Square. The country's first freely elected president deposed and now sits under house arrest. A new interim leader sworn in. The tension is splintering, a great divide inside the country. Jubilation on one side, on the other side, anger among millions of followers of the Muslim Brotherhood. The U.S. National Security Team spent this holiday in the Situation Room monitoring this important American ally. The big question tonight, is Egypt home to 1/4 of the Arab world on the brink of civil war? ABC's Alex Marquardt has the latest tonight from Cairo. Alex.
Good evening, Elizabeth. There's a massive military crackdown going on tonight here in Cairo. These crowds out here celebrating the arrest of the first democratically elected president in Egypt's 5,000-year history. But tonight, top officials from his party, the Muslim Brotherhood, are behind bars. Egypt is a tinderbox, and supporters of former President Morsi are warning of violent days to come. A heart drawn in the sky, a message from Egypt's military to their supporters on the square below.
I'm so happy. I'm so proud at the same time.
24 hours after the military deposed a president elected by the people, sources tell ABC News he's being held with his family in a presidential guest house. Top officials from the Muslim Brotherhood, Morsi's party, have also been rounded up. 300 arrest warrants have been issued for their members. Since Sunday, clashes between Morsi's supporters and opponents have left around 50 people dead. Today, the military installed a new, virtually unknown president, Egypt's top constitutional judge. Do you know the name of the new president?
No.
The past few days have highlighted the army's historic and tremendous power. Egypt's presidents have all been military men. Its first civilian president, Morsi, lasted just a year. In Egypt, the military has far more than the traditional role. They control a huge part of the Egyptian economy. Some estimates go as high as 40%. They build roads and bridges and have their own brands of olive oil and water. At the core of the U.S.-Egypt friendship are the country's militaries. Egypt receives $1.6 billion a year from the U.S. Washington is hoping that cash can help avoid an all-out civil war. Today, Defense Secretary Hagel called this man Egypt's military chief, General al-Sisi. For now, Egypt is looking to the past, a strong man in control of the country, not the new president, but the head of the army. The Muslim Brotherhood and its allies are calling for large street protests tomorrow against against the military. They're calling it the Friday of Rejection. They say they want to keep it peaceful, but things are so tense here in Cairo that anything could set it off.
All right, ABC's Alex Marquardt in Cairo tonight. Thanks. And as Alex just said, one of the biggest worries is if and how the millions-strong Muslim Brotherhood and its supporters will retaliate. ABC's Byron Pitts checked the pulse among some of the members in the streets of Cairo today.
If the Egyptian army thought the Muslim Brotherhood would take defeat quietly, they were mistaken. We walked the streets of Cairo today, and they are ripe for bloodshed.
The Muslim Brotherhood is a long ways from conceding defeat. To go to one of their rallies today, we had to walk past several tiers of security. And at each level, you see these piles of rocks. They're ammunition in case they're attacked.
How can you fight back? You men have rocks, you have on a plastic helmet. My life, my body. I will fight with my body.
We want to die.
Morsi, Rais Masr, Sisi, the...
You don't have to understand Arabic to understand his meaning. Tonight in Cairo, for the defeated, this is street democracy. Here, supporters don't talk about how President Mohamed Morsi may have misused his power, only how he lost it.
If that's not a military coup, what's a military coup?
With much of its leadership in jail or in hiding, the Muslim Brotherhood is now in the hands of a new generation of Islamic fundamentalists, inexperienced but eager. What will they do? Members we talked with would only say they're weighing their options. They have the will to fight in the streets. The question is, will they? Byron Pitts, ABC News, Cairo.
And as we said, here at home, the U.S. is keeping a close eye on this key American ally. Each year, the U.S. sends Egypt $1.6 billion in aid, second only to Israel. But tonight, President Obama is calling for a review of that aid as he urges the military to quickly restore power back to the people. ABC's chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl joins us now from Washington. And Jonathan, the president spent the day meeting with advisors on this. How concerned are they about a possible civil war?
Elizabeth, it is the top concern at the White House tonight. That is why on this holiday, for the second night in a row, you have seen the president huddling with his national security advisors in the Situation Room. Egypt is the key player in the Middle East, in the Arab world, the economic power, military power, political power. So while the White House says it is deeply concerned with the way Morsi has been overthrown, you have already seen the administration in contact with the top military leaders, and they have stopped short of calling this a coup.
And they're also calling for elections as quickly as possible. But haven't the events of the past day rendered elections nearly moot? I mean, if you can toss out a democratically elected president, arrest him if you don't like what he's doing, who's going to step up and run again?
Well, it's a great question, but the bottom line for the White House, even if they wouldn't exactly put it this way, is that when it comes to Egypt, stability is more important than democracy. So they will work with this new military team. They will talk about the need to eventually get to a democratic process, but they cannot see a civil war break out in the most important Arab country in the Middle East.
All right, Jonathan Karl at the White House tonight on our coverage in Egypt.